Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're having coffee with me, or good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Good night, whatever, it's cool. So today I would like to talk about how I have noticed that my Kundalini awakening, or my Kundalini rising, I won't call it an awakening because I don't think that has happened yet. Actually, I know that my Kundalini isn't fully awakened. It's more like moving around. I can actually feel it at all times moving, which I would not have believed even 4 months ago. I would have been like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, maybe not ever, but it's pretty insane to think that this energy, like, you can physically feel it in your body, but you can. And that's a video for another time that I'll get into how that feels. But today I want to talk about how I've noticed that this rising of energy, this moving of energy, has affected people around me, because it definitely has. And it's one of the most amazing things that I think I've ever seen in the outside world. It is just mind-blowing how it really truly seems like the moving in me and the awakening in me, the awakening process, this journey, has ignited that in other people. For sure. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that the process of the energy moving upward has created change and has created energy movement in the people around me. And I know this because, or I guess I don't know anything for sure, but the people around me who are close to me, and even people who aren't all that close to me, have had major and profound changes in their lives. Huge, like life-turning events that happen for people during Kundalini awakenings. These, when from what I know and what I understand, when the Kundalini energy purifies your body, it also purifies your life, because, and the outside world, because the outside world is you, which you really start to feel and understand, or I really have started to understand. I have to be careful because I don't want to tell you your experience. Your experience could be totally different than mine, but I know for me, I really truly feel merged with the outside world. It just doesn't feel like an outside world. It almost feels like an appendage, like this room is my fingers almost. Very difficult to put into words, but of course, your life, my life, is affected. So I've noticed, like, my fiance has been having these dreams that are prophetic. He'll tell me a dream and something will happen that matches that dream perfectly. He's never had that before since I've known him. Maybe he has in his life, I don't know, I haven't asked him about it, but since I've known him, that's not something that happens for him. He also was adopted when he was a baby, and he, after years of searching, met his birth family. 2 months into me raising this energy, he had this life-changing event of meeting his birth family. He's buying a house. We're getting married, which is also my life, but it's a big change for him. My father has been a truck driver owning his own business for pretty much my entire life. Before, I mean, when I was like 9, he bought a truck. Before that, he was a fisherman, but he's always owned a tractor-trailer truck, and he's always driven a tractor-trailer truck. Just the other day, he gave that up, and he's now doing something else, which is huge for him. I mean, really changes his life, changes my mother's life. My brother, who is or has been since he was 17 years old, a drug addict, and he's schizophrenic. He started working out and dieting He's very overweight. He's 300 pounds, and he's he's probably 2 or 3 inches taller than me, but he's big. He's a big guy. And he's never dieted, ever, in his life, as far as I know. So that's huge for him. Huge for him to like give up smoking and drugs and diet and start exercising. Totally crazy. Like, totally life-changing. My daughter, as I'm undergoing this process, she gets her first job, she gets her first boyfriend, and she starts taking driving lessons. She starts learning how to drive. So in my outside world, all of these things are falling into place for me in my life, but it seems like it's affecting everyone around me and everything around me. Even my my condo is being like, it just seems like everything is changing, and not something that I'm choosing. It's like I'll just be given a new coffee table and new couches, and even my environment is being transformed. It just feels to me, in my opinion and in my experience, like, yes, this Kundalini energy is going through my body and going through my emotions and cleansing things, and then it kind of radiates outward into my life, into my everyday mundane world, and it changes that as much as it's changing inside of me. I also noticed that it affects my relationships. I'm much more sensitive to other people and what they're feeling, how they're thinking. And another wonderful side effect, which I'm going to get into a little bit more, is that I have this feeling of like it just doesn't need to be about me, which before I think I was insecure or something was going on that made me feel like other people can have the attention for a little while, but I'm going to redirect it on me. And let's talk about what I like to talk about. And I'm going to like take over this conversation and just make it all about this subject that I really enjoy. And I never even noticed it about myself until I started moving this energy around. And then I was able to watch myself observe, like almost like as an outsider. I was able to notice how much I talk about these subjects and how I don't let other people talk about what they like to talk about, and how I kind of turn everything around so that it's about me somehow. Tough thing to admit to. It actually doesn't feel tough right now, but it would have a few months ago. I would have been afraid to look at that, and I wouldn't have looked at it. So my relationships have become much closer and happier. And people's lives around me have been just changing in huge ways, and it's all good. And part of the reason I think that it's all good right now is because I'm asking it to be all good. I recognize that a lot of people I've seen on videos and heard on the internet, read on the internet, that people have big changes that are difficult and they go through difficult times. And I just had like a year, 2 years of difficult times. So I just have been praying and asking that right now things remain calm for a little while so I can just stay stable. I do believe that you don't have to go through things that are overly difficult with the Kundalini energy. You can ask it to take it easy. You can ask it to slow down. You can ask it to speed up. And it's intelligent. It will conform to your needs. That's what I've noticed anyway. So right now I'm like, please just go easy on me. And it is. And I know that I'm going to have to go through some difficult things sooner or later because all people do. But for right now, and I'll release into that, I just need a break right now, if that makes any sense. So these people have been experiencing some wonderful things around me, and it's great, and it's wonderful to watch the growth that's happening. And I swear
that it's because of this Kundalini awakening, because none of this was happening before. So anyway, that's my experience. I'd love to hear about yours. If you want to email me down below or leave a comment or whatever, I'd love to hear from you. All right? Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye.